to Helldivers 2. We're back here again. We completed a major order. And now the bots are gunning from a level on Krieg, and I don't know if you can tell, but I ain't gonna let that shit fucking fly. So, we're gonna go in and try and stop the advance on the main planet that they currently have held. I think this is the part of the gambit. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna go right on in. Alright. I don't want to work beam this, and we need the mobility, and give me this. Alright. And now we gotta go. Oh boy. I hope we don't go back to Malevolent Creek, but if we do, I'm excited. Yes. The definition of insanity for the training manual. At first you don't succeed. Dive again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It's just repetition, expecting different results each time. Right by this is good.
Let our enemies choke upon their territorial ambitions.
Sending down equipment package. Deploying support weapon.
Perfect. And we're gonna yeet this over here. Oh, what? Wrong way. Loading time, we normally do a random historical fact. Oh yeah, why don't we do this one? Apparently, in World War II, did you all know that the tank battles are more so infantry versus tanks rather than tank versus tank, because it was more likely that you would run into infantry of panzer squads because they were cheaper to make and train and produce rather than a tank, because tanks were apparently rather rare, because I think they sent them to the African theater, which, by the way, another reason you don't hear about tank battles is because the guy who made the Blitzkrieg was British. As in back in World War I, around the time, he came up with the idea of what would become Blitzkrieg. But he was ran out as... I need to grab my stuff. He was run out as a madman, saying that, oh, you'll never be anything. In the, essentially the British aristocracy of, like, colonels, generals, and whatever, said, get this man out of here. He knows not anything. Yeet.
Attack underway.
Never destroy our way of life.
Accuracy by volume, one of them will go through. takes 2 shots still. Anyhow, accuracy by volume. That is a very real thing. That was the idea behind submachine gun 22s. Alright, there's those 3 gone.
Objective critical stratagem no longer available. Objective critical stratagem available.
Shit. Oh, you're right here. Perfect. I want to test this on you. Hold on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, I said. I get you.
Helldiver lost. Sending replacement.
Alright, fine then. Just try to use you for a test subject, but whatever. Come here, you get the hard way out.
No longer available.
Little shit. Try to use them for testing, and then they just go, no. Because you want to see how good of penetration the new heavy penetrating thing does, but no. That was pretty big. Gotta do this. Accuracy by volume. If you want to know the thing about that,
Warning, you are leaving the area.
I'm not meaning to be over here. I was looking for this. Sorry.
Administering freedom. Automaton outpost destroyed.
Just in case. Ah, clean up. Very nice. Good. Alright.
Objective complete.
Oh, shit. That is fun. Oh, and got one.
Say hello to democracy!
Oh, I'm dead.
Sending down equipment package. Helldiver lost.
What?
Sending replacement.
curve bullshit.
Last reload.
Alright. But yeah, accuracy by volume is God, that goes back to like musket days, where you line up people in a row, hoping that the smoothbore, because you don't know, smoothbore with rifles is very bad, because rather than having the little twist in barrels, which I think came about during the Civil War, or no, there were some rifles that did have twists in them. It wasn't common practice, I believe, until the Civil War.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
Yeah, wasn't common practice till around, like, Civil War, because, or was it, gun history is very odd, because, ooh, that's not good, is there a way that this thing can, like, no? Okay. I was thinking, maybe there's a way that this thing can take down that, but no. Yeah. But they didn't put the twist in, rifling. That's what rifling is. It's, twist. It's curve. If you do it too much... Oh, shit. Aw, I don't want to work beam. Whatever. Barred the area with these, I guess.
Here comes the cavalry.
Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun.
Eagle 1 withdrawing to rearm.
Enemy high priority target should be nearby. Stay sharp.
Say hello to democracy.
Damn it. Damn it. Finally.
Sending down equipment package.
But yeah, that's accuracy by volume. One of the bullets will eventually hit one of the people. That's why they stood up in firing lines. As rifling got better, it became less practical to do firing lines, because you could train people to specifically be more accurate. Which is when they got firing practice, because you did firing practice to practice loading originally.
Objective critical stratagem
Here
available.
comes the sun, doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun, and here comes the sun.
Freedom marches on. Thank you.
Objective critical
You may
stratagem no
proceed
longer
to
available.
extraction.
By the way, I love that song. It's like a hippie song, but it's just now used for essentially anytime like a giant explosion goes off and people say, "You want to see the sun?" and it's just, "Here comes the sun," and then it just explodes, havoc, wrecks. That is actually funny to me. Something got so twisted because nobody paid attention to it, and now it's used for. It was, oh, it's a very calm song. Sharing the light, yeah, and now it's just, here comes the sun, and giant explosion rocks in the background, like that.
Last reload!
Ooh, haven't had one of these in a while. Ion storms. I've missed these. Ow. Ow. The blast didn't kill you, the fall did.
Reinforcements have been launched.
Ready to liberate.
The one place where these bombs actually do get hidden. Red grass. Alright, well, that's the entirety of this place done. And I have the I don't want to work beam, so I can just chill for the extraction. Oh.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
God. The off put by one input, and you have to restart. That's actually very funny to me, because it's the equivalent of, you're not going to put your password in the correct the first time. No. Because I don't think I'm the only one that does this. When I think I put a wrong password in, I just completely reset the entire thing.
30 seconds. Engaging orbital laser.
Speaking of World War II and like weird technological developments in firearms, the original armor-piercing rounds were dinky 22s. Like, for those of you that are firearm inept, that is literally one step up from a pellet gun, because there are some pellet guns that can fire just as hard as a 22 nowadays. You can have air guns that do that too. But for those of you who don't know, they basically had the idea of, if we put enough dents, eventually one of them will punch through. And that's why they picked 22s.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Because you basically have no recoil whatsoever. You just fire them very, very, very quickly, and because they're 22s, you can generally keep them on target. And eventually, if you punch through in the same spot enough, it will go through.
Pelican 1, landing in progress.
Last reload!
Extraction complete.
Get me out of
Pelican 1
here.
beginning ascent.
There we go.
Another victory for the right side of history.
Alrighty. There we go. Now then. See you next time. What's a funny Skeletor thing? And remember, plants farm you, not the other way around. They give you oxygen until the day you eventually die, and they take you as fertilizer for food for them. Bye!